North.
They're going to have nothing to do when they actually
from where they've never
they already celebrated.
You should have seen it after they won the Eastern Conference.
Don't celebrate too early.
Hey, let me tell you something. Well, first of all, they know how to celebrate up in TO, as we know.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's been no, of course not. I wasn't referring to you. I was looking at Kenny. But there's.
I don't know what you're talking about either.
Shout out to Carlos Oboro.
Shout out to Marble Restaurant.
Anyone?
Mona, keep the spot open.
Shout out.
No one's ever been outside. They were prepping in their hotel rooms. But from a standpoint, Shaka, we talk about covering this franchise. 5th straight year here that we're here for the NBA Finals, playing for a storied franchise, obviously like the Lakers. But when you go back to even your time in Miami and what it's like being a part of a franchise that's starting to do historic things and to kind of go places they haven't been, how about for the Raptors a year after the Dwayne Casey decision, who was Coach of the Year, best season in their franchise history, you trade a franchise face in DeMar DeRozan. Who knows about Kawhi moving forward, but it all seems to have worked. You're 2 wins away.
You know, it's worked. The general manager, what's his name? Because I can't pronounce it.
Bob Myers here?
No. For Toronto.
Messiah.
Messiah took a big gamble. If it wouldn't have worked, I'm sure he would have been looking for a new job, but it's worked out perfectly. Kawhi Leonard, second, third best player in the league, is playing great. The town has embraced him, and, you know, he's always been a great leader. And, you know, everybody just embraced him. And, you know, the others are stepping in nicely. You know, I always go back to, 94, 95. Hakeem was going to do his thing, but Game 1, it was Kenny. Game 2 was Sam Cassell. Game 3, it was Clyde and Kenny. Game 4, it was somebody else. So the others for the Toronto Raptors, especially in big wins, guys that you don't expect to step up, they step up. And tonight, everybody stepped up. Kawhi had help from everybody. I haven't seen a stat line like this in a long time.
And to be fair, mentioned Coach Casey, guys, they got scrutinized for the long rotation too much last year. But if Siakam Kenny doesn't play those minutes and Van Vliet doesn't play those minutes, then they're going through some of this for the first time. A lot of these guys did get a taste, get to go through playing big minutes late in the season into a postseason, that they seem to really kind of be in that next step where they seem more comfortable and more poised.
Well, the most comfortable part is, Kawhi Leonard is a great player. But what he also does, he puts everyone in their natural position. So now Kyle Lowry doesn't have to always be the primary ball handler. He can run off screens and wait. Ibaka doesn't have to be the primary post guy or when Gasol comes. So everyone's in their correct position and have their superpowers. And so now they look a better basketball team.
I'll tell you what, this basketball team trying to put together a special run of 3 straight titles in the last ride at Oracle. They've been challenged before. This is a new challenge altogether for Draymond and the Dubs.
Draymond, John Dickinson, 95.7 The Game. A lot of the conversation coming out of this one will be that you guys maybe sacrifice tonight in some sense to be healthy for the next 4 games if it goes that far. Do you view it that way, one? And how comfortable are you having to win 3 of the next 4, assuming you guys do get healthier on Friday night?
I don't view it as sacrificing. We went out there and played hard and we lost. We didn't go in this game thinking we're not going to play Clay or Kevin or Loon or anybody else, and we're just going to get this game away. They played well. They knocked down, I think, 17 threes. You got to give them credit. But we didn't sacrifice. You don't sacrifice a finals game to be healthy for the next one, because anything can happen. But at the same time, you do have to be smart. We would much rather have Clay for the rest of the series than putting them out there and lose them and then nothing. So, no one sacrificed the game. Thank you.
Mark in the third row.
Draymond, Mark Schwartz, ESPN. Kyle Lowry really kind of seemed to turn it on to a new gear tonight. What kind of tone do you think he set for the team, and how different was his performance in this game than earlier in the series?
I think he made more shots than he's made. Obviously he was way more aggressive than he's been, but he made shots.
Over here.
Hey, Draymond. Cameron Buford, LA News Observer. Can you talk about how you guys combat their size and length advantage that it seemed to impact the game tonight?
We got to be more solid with the ball, and it starts with me. I've had a bunch of turnovers, and I think every game in this series, so got to just be more cautious with our passes. I think, they do have a lot of length, but, we got to play in more space and not, play in a crowd.
Arash in the back.
Draymond in the back, Arash Madani with Sportsnet. Just how depleted does this situation become when Clay's out, when Looney's out, when KD's out, when DeMarcus is banged up? Just how difficult is it without everybody?
I mean, it's more difficult than with them. I think that goes without saying, but nonetheless, we got guys that can step up, and we just didn't play well enough tonight. So it is what it is.
Right here next. You get him in the middle. Go ahead.
CJ Peterson, San Francisco Examiner. Draymond, obviously the absence of Clay and obviously Durant have been played up a lot. But how big was missing Kevon Looney as well? He kind of threw off the center rotations a little bit. You guys played Andrew Bogut over 20 minutes tonight. How big was not having Kevon out there?
I think Bogut played great in his minutes. But obviously Looney's been great for us all year. So not having him out there definitely makes a difference. Not having anyone makes a difference because everyone, when you assemble the team, everyone brings something different. So, but no one cared that guys are hurt. Everybody want to see us lose. So I'm sure people are happy they're hurt. We just got to continue to battle and win the next game, go back to Toronto, win Game 5, come back to Oracle, win Game 6, and then celebrate. Fun times ahead.
Right here in a second.
All right, the soothsaying of Draymond Green into the sayings about shoes. Your shoe selection tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. The Shaq shoes
are those the wooden variety?
Those are fire right there.
First of all, don't ever disrespect Bruce from Friedman's.
Shout
out to Bruce since 1989.
Friedman's fantastic.
I'm not wearing German clogs.
Oh, man.
Shut your face.
Those are not Pinocchio shoes, ladies and
These
gentlemen.
right here are Bruce Friedman specials. Thank you, Bruce and
Say
Brett.
no more. Those are fire.
Oh, look at that feet work.
James Brown.
That's that feet work
Is that the kind of footwork you were talking about, the rhythm at the club that you were explaining before?
I haven't been to a club in 10 years.
Meanwhile, we
Hey,
will...
man, snitches get stitches, man. Don't worry about what I be doing.
We'll talk to Pascal Siakam. Toronto, 2 wins, 18. Of course, had the huge game 1. Now Pascal Siakam joins us. First of all, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
I know work's not done, but try and kind of describe the feeling taking a win on this floor, knowing how difficult that is, now being just 2 wins away from the goal.
I think it's always a big step for us. We all obviously we know the arena and what they've been able to build here. Just coming here and getting a win is definitely shows the character of our team, and we want to just continue to get better. And we haven't obviously an opportunity to get another one in the next game, so we kind of focus ourselves on the next game.
When you talk about focus, I was just going to ask you, there's so much focus about Clay, and whether I'm just curious, when did you guys find out officially that he wouldn't play, and how much discussion was there in the room last couple of days about game plan, if he's on the floor, if he's not? Because you hear all the noise outside. Obviously, a lot of attention paid to it.
I don't think we kind of we didn't really care at the end of the day. We kind of expected that he was going to play. So that's kind of how we prepared, and like a couple of minutes before the game, I guess we knew he wasn't, but it didn't matter. We prepared like he was going to play.
Pascal, welcome. Let me greet you properly. C'est bon, bonjour.
Bonjour.
As a young player, when you don't have
how terrible was that?
That was hard.
That was good. Bonjour. That was good. That was embarrassing. C'est bon. C'est bon. C'est bon. Yeah. I like it.
Hold on. First of all, don't check my French.
I'm asking you. I'm trying to learn.
Tony Parker and Boris Diaw taught me that word.
Hey, that was good.
Anyway,
That was good.
As a young player, when you don't play well, how does that affect your confidence, and what do you say to yourself to get back going?
Right. It's definitely tough. I think having leaders on our team like vets, like Mark, Kawhi, Kyle, they always try to talk to me because I'm kind of hard on myself, just knowing how hard I work. But just having those guys always keeping me calm and knowing that it happens and you got to move on. I think that's kind of like the mentality that I had today, just moving on and just knowing that I have the ability and I just got to go out and do that.
Let me ask you this. We know how hard you work. Your story has been out there, and it's very inspiring, actually, about your story growing up and meeting Ibaka. So first of all, thank you for encouraging everybody.
Yep.
Second, when you went into last summer, what did you say to yourself that you had to work on, and why did you say that? Because we see the fruit of your labor right now.
Right. I think, the first thing I did, coming to the summer is knowing that I couldn't be on the floor if I couldn't stretch the floor, like I couldn't shoot the ball. Like that's the first thing from the night, we lost. That was my first thing, going in the gym, talking to Nick Nurse and all the coaching staff. Just got to improve my shooting, finding a way to be a threat out there, on the three-point line. And then from there, just, ball handling. I knew I had an opportunity to be out there and have the ball and handle the ball, making plays for others. I think, it started with a jump shot and then, went back. My man Rico Hines, I always give him a shout out. We go out there and you just put the work in and working on moving the ball, being able to handle and kind of being a threat offensively.
You know what? This is your first finals experience, and I want to kind of change gears a little bit. I think the first time I was in the finals, the experience of media day on day one with 200 media people, and they had a rotation every 5 minutes. They rotated. What's been the experience of your first final experience that says, man, this is a little different? Right. From the regular, even the playoffs.
Yep. I never knew, I didn't know how crazy it was, until that first media day we had. It's kind of like eye-opening, just knowing that the whole world is looking at you and everyone is watching and paying attention. But at the same time,
is it funny going home like tonight? And typically you would go home and go, okay, let me go see what my man did over in Denver or somebody, and you're the only game on TV.
Right. It's crazy. Everyone is watching you. It's definitely something that I'm learning and I'm getting better at, just understanding the outside noise and keeping, my composure and having, a team spirit.
Yeah, I want to settle a debate because we had talked before about Shaq, obviously, whose rookie was Danny Green. This is just a couple of years ago. How long ago, Shaq?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
I look good, though.
But we talked about a conversation that was had in pregame that may have spurred the game tonight. But somebody on Twitter jumped in and said that that's not correct. Now, I don't know if this is you. He says that, Pascal, that this is you who hit Danny Green.
That was me.
Was that you?
Yeah.
Are you trying to do that? Or
No. Okay, so I'm thinking we're shooting 15 shots, but it was only 10. So I kept firing the pass, looking, it was bad. I kind of woke him up. And they said, after that, he started shooting the ball well, so I helped him out.
For all the people that didn't see me greet you, I'm going to greet you again. C'est bon, bonjour.
Bonjour, merci, bonjour.
On TNT.
I deal with all the time, man.
It's like mercy.
He has like 9 degrees, but he only knows like a little bit of everything. So he doesn't know it like
that's enough.
So it gives the appearance that he knows how to speak French. He does not know how to speak French. He's going to another language already.
There it is.
Man,
that's awesome.
On TNT, Kenny, Chuck, and myself, we unanimously said that you are the new 2 of the 1-2 punch. At what point in the season did you say, okay, I'm not a young player anymore, I'm going to be aggressive, and I'm going to be the second go-to guy for this team?
I think coming into the season, I always had a mentality, and then having the minutes and being on the floor. And I think there was one point, in Phoenix where, I had like a bad game, and then at the end of the game, coach gave me the ball, to end the game. So, just having that confidence and knowing that, your teammates trust you and the coaches, they believe in your work. And so that definitely boosts your confidence. And at that point, it was just, continue to do what I do. And when my team is around, encourage me to do it. I just feel confident to do it.
I got to ask you one more before we let you run, because we were mentioning, and we could call it Kawhi instead of quiet, but when Kawhi even scores 30 points, it's like he kind of like he just does it in the flow. He said before the game, even though last time he was in this building, he got Zaza, he doesn't even remember it or think about it. Can you take us inside? How different is he, the teammate, than what we see from the outside? Give us kind of an idea and a feel of what Kawhi's been like from a leadership perspective.
I think it's been awesome, man. I think we all have that perception of him or who he's supposed to be, and until you go out there and hang out with him every single day, he's a great dude. He's about his business. He had his family, and that's what it's always about. And coming in every day, making jokes and having fun with the guys on the plane. He's always been that guy that you can look at when something's going bad, and he's always has that calm demeanor and just it gives you kind of like a the peace and just out there and knowing that it's going to be okay. I kind of feel like that every time I'm on the floor with him. So he's definitely a great leader for us, and having him has been awesome.
You want to say goodbye in French?
Much amour to you. That means much love.
He said mucho more.
Much amore to you?
First of all, don't Google, baby. Yeah, Google French words.
Googling French
Bonjour,
words?
amour, bonjour, chat, chien, sera, Francois, and oui.
Wow, that's awesome.
Dude,
He's the master of a little bit.
the butcher of many.
I like that right
That's
there.
that's all you
Thank
need.
you,
That's
Pat.
all you need.
Congrats, man.
Thank you,
2
man.
wins
Thanks.
away, deservedly so.
Congratulations.
Another big part of the team, Kyle Lowry, speaking
see you
in
till,
English,
Friday,
says hello to the media.
Mark here in the third row.
Kyle, Mark Schwartz, ESPN. Nick shared with us earlier that he talked to you before the game, and there was a sign on the board that said, "Let it rip." Tell me what that meant to you and how you think you let it rip tonight compared to how you played the first two.
I think that was more of a message for the team. We shot 38 threes tonight, and we got up a lot of threes, a lot of attempts, and just played basketball. For me, it was just coming out being aggressive and not so being passive and trying to get everybody else involved, and more so get myself going and let everybody else feed off of that.
Michael in the middle.
Kyle, Michael Grange from Sportsnet. I mean, when you found out that Clay wasn't playing, did it really feel like this was an opportunity you guys had to try and take advantage of tonight? Was there that added urgency? Obviously, you want to win every game, but
yeah, I mean, when you lose an All-NBA type basketball player in Clay and an All-Star, it definitely, it changes their team. But I mean, Steph had an unbelievable game. 47 points is pretty impressive. But we just went out there and did our job, and I think we held them under 40% shooting. We played well. We finished the game, and we found a way to win a basketball game.
Standing all the way in the back.
Well, the 30 assists, 14 turnovers, part of that, and fortunately couldn't turn that hamstring back to where it needed. Clay doesn't play. KD, a pep talk, but no playing either, and neither was Kawhi and his teammates. Early in game number 3, wraps off to a good start. Kawhi, Webb, aggressive off glass with a putback.
And that's what you want from Kawhi. To be aggressive early, but when Siakam got the mismatches that he wanted to, he took advantage, and that's what you love, the pace in which they played with, and Siakam's such a big part of that.
Yeah, strange 6 straight games down double digits in the first half. Then more, Kenny, from Kawhi.
Well, the ability to take people off the dribble, that was his most exciting play of the night, Shaq. But to pick taking people off the dribble, the pick in the post, mid-range, and 3. But then Steph Curry was just fabulous all night long.
17 in the first quarter, Kenny, the most that he's had in a finals first quarter, 25 and a half, the most he's had.
With that much responsibility, it's lots of power. Bang. Boy.
And found a way to get freedom, was aggressive. Teammates did a good job, got freed up for more shots than you might have thought. Team was down at the break, just 8, but the Raptors come out firing. And you talked about it, Shaq. Lowry, Van Fleet, those others came into effect in the third.
And right here you have great ball movement. Guys not holding the ball, taking shots in rhythm. When you get the, pass the ball to your teammate, make sure you give it to him in rhythm. Danny Green, who I told to leave it, he had a great game. He's feeling it. And Toronto played a hell of a game.
Oh, give me that.
Two things you never
hustling.
thought. 3-point advice and French speaking advice from Shaq in one night. Both worked. Nice look from Kawhi, Danny Green, over Cook.
And a lot of those threes were
coming. I don't
like
that shot. He didn't leave it.
Yeah, but a lot of those threes were coming. The shot clock was running down, and he didn't have time to realize, I missed maybe a couple in the previous games. He shot the basketball.
Okay, Danny.
Look at him get on back on the defensive end. This is what you got to like. And the fact, again, I don't think we can say enough about Kyle Lowry and his presence in the game, getting guys and getting his shot. But 6 guys in double figures for Toronto, like Shaq said, you don't see that often.
And Webb, even though, and he rightfully so, Steph will get a lot of credit for that fight that he showed. Ibaka, we had the chase down block you just saw from Danny Green, a big block late from Siakam as well. Defensively, they did their best. Boogie didn't feel his best. Steph and the Warriors continuing to try and hang in. Draymond for a 3, which cut the lead at the time to 14. It's now 12 with 2.5 to go. And more from Draymond. Aggressive inside. The shots weren't working early, Webb. Seemed like second half, Draymond knew to take it inside, take it to the rack.
Well, yeah, and that's what you want to do. Play the percentages, play the numbers. Make guys that don't normally shoot threes, and hopefully you get a little bit of luck like that. Van Vliet, shout out to his newborn child that's giving him all this feel from outside. But, yeah,
Where's
you
the
want
ball?
the guys
Where's
to
the ball?
shoot and
There
to
it
follow.
is.
You know, the percentages, play the percentages.
Kenny, did you think when you look going back last series, you guys are sitting there first 2 games, and I think Brogdon had outscored the entire Raptors bench through the first 2 games, that they'd bounce back the last few games?